Hey guys, welcome back in episode number second, and in this series we are going to see how we can utilize a different Python script to control different actions of camera. Now just in recap, in previous one, the episode 1, where we have successfully installed the Raspberry Pi OS, and simultaneously we have also activated the Wi-Fi and SSH connectivity, and we connected our Raspberry Pi OS using SSH connectivity. Now let's move towards the Python script. Alright guys, so now I'm going to create all the required Python script. So first of all, I'm going to log in on my Raspberry device, and the domain name is iothub.local. Giving password, I'm here, okay, and then I'm going to make one directory. I say spy camera. I'm going there, spy camera here, okay, and now I have already all the script is ready here, okay. Do not worry, because I'm going to give this link into the description sections and you can take it from there. So first of all, we need to install all the required packages. So there is a file called install.txt. Okay, so first of all, we need to create one virtual environment that we are going to create. Okay, so I'm creating here the virtual directory first. Okay, it is created, and now I'm going to activate it just. So I say source venv, and then bin activate. Okay, so now whatever the packages I will be installing, everything will be getting installed under this directory, and it won't impact to other packages of the Python. Okay, perfect. So now we need this package first. The Boto3, generally we connect the our environment to AWS Cloud. Okay, because later on we are going to use the AWS Cloud. Okay, so I'm going to install this one. I do not think so. This shouldn't take much time, but after that there is a update packages. So I may guess that that will take a little bit longer time, but no worries. So now I need to update this one. Let me do Control L. So now I have run update command. Okay, so it is already updated because I already did previously. I was already testing this system, so the packages are already installed. It may be possible, like in your case, it will take a little bit longer time to update if you are doing first time. Okay, let me copy this command. I don't know, I just kicked out from this Raspberry Pi session. So let me log in again, and IoT hub .local. Okay, Red Hat, Control L, we go spy camera directory, we activate the virtual environment, bin activate. Okay, now we need to install these packages. Just go enter. Okay, so it is installed already. Okay, so yeah, I think we have done. We installed all the required packages. Okay, one more thing, guys. Later on, we are going to connect as. Having said that, later on we are going to connect through the AWS Cloud because the GUI interface is running on the cloud. I'm going to make one static website using S3 bucket. So we need this AWS configure command. We need this one IAM role that I will show you in episode 3, where exactly we are going to work on AWS Cloud, or we can say that we are going to integrate this Python script into AWS Cloud, so that we will see. But this is the command there we need to configure AWS user. Okay guys, so we installed all the packages. Now there are total 4 Python scripts. Those are responsible to perform different camera actions, right? So the first of all, this camera listener.py. So what it does, it acts as a standby service. Okay, So it is always listening the commands from the AWS IoT Core. Later on, we are going to see, and I'll explain you how exactly it does. Okay. So in the meanwhile time, you just understand it. It is a standby service which always ready to listen from the AWS IoT Core. So if I pass the command record video or stop video or capture images, it act accordingly and it triggered the different functions. So if I say start recording, then there is another function record video.py. So this camera listener is basically calling this function. In the same way, if I say stop video, then this will call these functions. And when I say capture images, then this function will be called. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to make all these script. I'm going to create these files. This is a script on my Raspberry Pi. Okay. So I'm going to give this name and I'm going to create this file. Okay, so here we need to make some changes that I'm going to share it later on. Here we need to point out the, let me pick it up. Here we need to give the AWS IoT Core endpoint here. Okay, we need to make some changes. Sorry, I did something wrong. Okay, so here we need to make some changes that I will come again later in episode 3 when once we create the IoT Core and everything which is related to AWS Cloud that we are going to cover in episode 3, right? So there I am going to share it again that what are the fields that we need to edit it in all these files. Okay, now in second I'm going to create this file. So I'm going to create this one, enter. In this file I already edited it, I'm not sure, but alright guys, so let me create this file once again. There was some problem and okay, wait. Okay, the next file is record video.py. Okay, and we can copy all the code from here, insert, that's all, skip, wq, save, come out. Okay, now there is a third file which is third function is stop the video. So same we are going to create it here. Here we need to make one changes into S3 bucket because ultimately once the action is completed, like capturing images or recording images, the ultimate file is getting stored into S3 bucket. So that S3 bucket we need to replace it. That we will come later in episode 3. And then final the capture image. Copy here. And then copy all the code. Escape WQ, come out. Okay, so here we have all the commands ready, all the files is ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. One is a standby script which receives all the messages from AWS IoT Core, then different actions, capturing images, record video, and a stop video. Okay, so we are pretty much done with all the required script. Okay, and this is the end of episode 2nd. Okay, and now we are moving towards the episode 3 where we are going to do all the cloud related setting. Let's move.